Fresh off a 3-game sweep of the probable playoff-bound Texas Rangers, today the Twins open up a new series against the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City in 4th place in the division. The Twins in control right now with a 3.5-game lead over the red-hot Chicago White Sox. And happy Labor Day, everybody. Bert Blythe and Dick Raymer for the opening game of this new series. It's been a very good homestand for the Minnesota Twins. A tough loss Thursday night, but all in all, a 5-1 homestand.
Yeah, very good homestand for the Twins. You throw away that Thursday 13-inning loss to the Detroit Tigers. The Twins, how have they done it? Well, pretty good hitting. Good team hitting at 271. They've scored a lot of runs, averaging 6.2 runs per game. And the pitching, again, has been outstanding, especially the starters.
And Jim Thome and the offense getting it done, getting enough of it done to win 5 of the first 6 games. Ultimately, someone told me once, it all comes down to
pitching.
Kevin Slowey will be pitching today for the Twins.
Well, Kevin Slowey is needed right here because Scott Baker's got a sore elbow. Pavano, Liriano, Dunsing, they've all pitched well. And then what about the job of Nick Blackburn over his first 3 starts since coming back? For Kevin Slowey, he left his last start because of some right elbow or right arm soreness, and hopefully he'll go 5, maybe longer in this ballgame. Gardy would like for him to go 5 innings, and then they'll take it from there.
4 weeks from now, the regular season is scheduled to be completed. We hope to know that the Twins will be in the playoffs 4 weeks from now. They hope to take Jim Thome and everybody in Twins territory up for a nice long October ride. Is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealer. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade.
How about a little holiday baseball on a Monday afternoon? The Twins and the Royals kick off a 3-game set here at Target Field. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robbie Smikowski. Twins veteran Jim Thome, now 9th all-time in home runs in Major League Baseball history. A 20-year Major League Baseball veteran, played in 8 playoff seasons. World Series appearances, he's made 2 of those. Thome has a chance again here in 2010 with the Minnesota Twins. Earlier, he discussed his chances at making another long playoff run.
that would mean everything. You know, I think that's why you play the game. I mean, when you're so close in the 90s with Cleveland to get an opportunity to go twice and not to accomplish it, it still burns inside, you know, that passion. I've always was told, you know, if you ever do win it, look in your teammates' eyes. That's the most special thing about it. So, you know, I haven't had that chance, but maybe this year, you never know. We'll see.
Jim Thome, a big part of the Twins' playoff hopes. 20 home runs on the season. Kevin Slowey returns from the disabled list. Makes his first start this afternoon against the Kansas City Royals. Next.
Five of the 6 games on this homestand. Kevin Slowey today returns to the mound for the Twins and will look to solidify the Twins' rotation. Can the Twins continue their hot streak at Target Field against the Royals? We'll find out next. Michael Kadire and the Twins taking the field. A light, very light rain shower here at Target Field. Nothing to delay the game. Hopefully nothing to interrupt the game, with the Twins hoping to continue what's been a very good homestand. The Menards batting order for the Kansas City Royals. Gregor Blanco leading things off. Mitch Meyer will hit second. Billy Butler third. Keila Ka'ihui hitting fourth. Wilson Betamit. Alex Gordon, Brian Pena, Chris Getz, and then Yuniesky Betancourt with a career high in home runs this year and good numbers against Kevin Slowey.
Let's take a look at the Jeep Scatter report on Kevin Slowey making his 25th start, his first start since August 21st when he lost to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim here at Target Field. Went only 3 innings and ended up saying that his right triceps were sore and they put him on a disabled list. He's had success against the Royals, making his 7th career start against the Royals. He's 5-1 with a very good 3.19 earned run average.
Royals made a managerial change within the season. Ned Yost replacing Trey Hillman. A number of teams have done that. The Orioles have done it. There'll be more managerial changes. Awful lot of them. managerial changes, it sounds like, in the offseason.
Yeah, Ned Yost took over on May 13th, and Ned Yost, of course, managed the Brewers for 6 seasons.
Here's Blanco to lead things off against Slowey, and the first pitch up and away, ball 1. Royals, as we showed you, coming in to this game, this series, in 4th place in the American League Central. Driven to left, and Delman Young retreating and makes a nice running catch in the corner. An early wake-up call for Delman Young and left. He makes a nice catch for the first out of the ball game.
You know, one thing in the Twins clubhouse, they always say, be ready for that first hitter. You know, get stretched, do your running, get everything mentally ready, physically ready, because that one first play could be the outcome of a ball game. And Delman Young showed he was ready right there, made a great catch.
And now ball 1 to Mitch Meyer. Meyer playing in right field, hitting second. In a revamped lineup. It's been, 5 weeks, I guess, since we've seen the Royals, and they've undergone, forget a facelift, a whole body lift.
Yeah, a lot of new faces. Scott Pasetnik gone, went to the Dodgers. Jose Guillen, they designated him for assignment. He ended up going to the Giants. Rick Ankiel and Kyle Farnsworth both going to the Atlanta Braves. And then some guys missing in the lineup. Jason Kendall, he's out with rotator cuff surgery. Sad to hear that. He might be gone for a year or 2. And then David DeJesus out for the season.
Tolbert tracking a pop-up, giving away to Hardy, and it's out number 2. Northland 4th defense for the Twins. Delman Young in left, Denard Span in center, Jason Kubel in right, Tolbert and Hardy on the left side of the infield, Hudson Kadair on the right, Bauer behind the plate. Good to see Jason Kubel back in right field for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is that allows Jim Thome to take over the DH spot. So this left-handed presence that the Twins have maintained, even in the absence of Justin Morneau, intact here for the opening game of this series. And strike 1 to Billy Butler. Butler lifts it to right field, and retreating a few steps is Kubel. 9 pitches in Kevin Slowey's first inning, a 1-2-3 first inning.
Three of you, happy birthday.
But apparently they're not triplets, just sisters with the same birthday or close to it. The Menards batting order for the series opener: Denard Span, Orlando Hudson, Joe Mauer. Great numbers this year against the Royals. Jason Kubel, Michael Kadair, Jim Thome, Delman Young, J.J. Hardy, and Matt Tolbert.
And the Dodge Ram Sky Report on Sean O'Sullivan, making his 9th start, his 14th appearance. Traded over to the Royals from the Angels on July 22nd, where Alberto Callaspo. And here in Kansas City, he's got a chance to be an everyday starter. That's what he wants. That's what everybody wants. You get an opportunity to show what you can do at the major league level. O'Sullivan, good sinking fastball. He'll throw a curveball that he calls a slider, and a changeup.
And Span takes a strike, 1-1. Span, Hudson, and Maurer.
And only Jim Thome has seen Sullivan before, so Denard Span will try to take some pitches right here and kind of show everybody else on the bench, but Sean O'Sullivan has, just 23 years old.
There's an off-speed pitch over the outside corner, 1-2.
Big burly guy. You can see about 6'2", about 230.
Don Kelly with a 2-run homer for the Tigers, and now Detroit with a lead over Chicago in the first of a 4-game series at Comerica Park. 1-2 to Span. And he just rears back and blows a fastball by Span for the first out of the ballgame.
Yeah, not an overpowering fastball. That clocked here at Target Field at 89. But after that good changeup, just good sink on that good low fastball.
Royals defensively, a work in progress, shall we say. Alex Gordon, the converted third baseman. Blanco in center. Meyer, utility player in right. Betamete plays the corner. Betancourt, pretty good at short, gets the second baseman. Hui at first. And Brian Pena getting his first extended look. He was, in a very limited role, the backup catcher for the Royals with Jason Kendall catching just about every day. But now the Royals will get a good long look at him behind the plate. 1-0 to Hudson. And a solid base hit to center. So Hudson, who got a single, a run scored, and a sacrifice fly yesterday, gets a sharp single in his first at bat today.
Yeah, I know Marnie and Ron Coomer were talking about the Kansas City Royals and what they're going through. It's another year of audition time. As you look at the numbers of Sean Sullivan, looking for his first win as a starter for the Royals. His only win coming in relief for Sean Sullivan as a Royal starter, but you know, it's just another year of a frustrating year for the Kansas City Royal organization.
Here's Maurer. Hudson started towards second, pulled up, strike one. Well, this audition month of auditioning for the Royals, never more the best example of this, I guess, maybe tomorrow. Now you've got a couple of veterans who are going tomorrow, but coming off some injuries. The plan is to have Bannister pitch the first 3-4 innings, and then Hoshaver another 3-4 innings, almost like it was an early March spring training game.
Yeah, Bannister coming off the disabled list, as Hoshaver spent most of the year on the disabled list and spending some time down in AAA. And that's what you want as a young kid. Again, O'Sullivan, 23 years old. He made some starts last year, pretty successful in the Angel organization, but to get Alberto Callaspo like the Angels wanted, they had to give up a young pitcher.
Maurer slices it to left, and Gordon comes in to make the catch, and Maurer lines out again. Had some tough luck yesterday, hit a couple of balls right on the button for outs, and that's how his day starts today. 2 down, and that'll bring up Kubel.
We've seen, Kansas City do it with Gordon, what they did to Mark Teahan. Kind of move him around until they could find a place for him.
Here's Kubel.
And Mark Teahan's place is with the Chicago White Sox.
A couple of hits in the ball game yesterday, and Kubel's return to the lineup as the designated hitter against a tough lefty. I would imagine, Jason Kendall, a known quantity behind the plate. Twins, because Pena hasn't played that much, Twins don't know much about him behind the plate in terms of how well he throws.
And then also how quick O'Sullivan is toward home. That there, the slide step, so pretty quick.
That's why they carry stopwatches to check and see how quick O'Sullivan is to the plate. Pena has thrown out 27%, which is, I would imagine, right around the league average. Inside, 2-0. The way the lineup has been constructed for the Twins, and with the injury to Morneau, this is where the power begins. with Kubel, Kadire, Thome, and Young, 5 players in double digits in home runs. Kubel takes outside, 3-0. Kadire will hit next. Pretty good bet. Kubel's green lighted here, I would think. Early in the ball game, chance to jump out in front. Skies it left side of the infield. Betancourt, Bette-Meet. It is Betancourt who squeezes it to end the inning. Single for Hudson. He's left the board. No score after 1.
And if you're wondering, are the Twins in the stretch run? Absolutely they are right now. 25 games remaining in the 2010 season and a 3.5-game lead over the Chicago White Sox. And when you compare schedules, take a look. Very similar in nature. A few more home games for the White Sox than the Twins. But when you look at games against teams 500 or above, the Twins and White Sox each have 3 against each other. The difference is the Twins play the Toronto Blue Jays 4 games to end the season. The Chicago White Sox will play the Boston Red Sox. So it's going to be an enjoyable run here at the end of September and into October between the Twins and the White Sox to see who wins the American League Central Division. Dick and Bert.
Thank you, Robbie. Ki Ahui with a sharp single to right field on the first pitch of the second inning.
Yeah, Ki Ahui getting an opportunity to get some at-bats. As you look at the schedule right there, Chicago 3.5 games behind the Minnesota Twins, Kansas City, and regrouping for next year.
Wilson Bette-Meet will hit. And there's strike 1 from Slowik.
Yeah, Bette-Meet in his first season with the Kansas City Royals getting a chance to play some third base. He's hitting over 300, 10 home runs, 30 runs driven in. A switch hitter hitting .297 as a left-handed hitter.
Bette-Meet didn't get a chance to play regularly with the Yankees or with the White Sox last year. Now finally getting that chance. You know, it wasn't that long ago the Twins were an organization that would give the likes of Eric Milton, Christian Guzman, guys like that a chance that they would not have gotten from some other teams. And now, because the Twins have had some success on the field, it's kind of flip-flopped a little bit. Twins, a pitching staff that didn't have room for Philip Humber, and now he's trying to resurrect his career or establish his career with the Kansas City Royals. 2-2.
Yeah, Bette-Meet originally signed by the Braves, came up with the Braves in 2001, also with the Dodgers, Yankees, White Sox.
Now outside 3-2. Nobody out here. Slowey usually pretty good for throwing strikes. See if the Royals send KCA from first base. He stays put. And the pitch skied near third base. Across the line, Tolbert with the catch. One away. Second foul out. And all 4 outs have been hit in the air against Kevin Slowey. Twins baseball brought to you on this holiday in Sony High Definition.
Yeah, Kevin Slowey, a lot like Scott Baker. You know, they're guys that work up in the zone. Again, very good numbers in his career against Kansas City. 5-1 with a 3.19 ERA. One loss coming, his only loss earlier this year in Kansas City in April. And then he beat the Royals here in the middle of June.
Check swing, ball 1 to outfielder Alex Gordon. Missing the inside corner. Stands to reason Slowey, who was really locked in for a while, but now he hasn't pitched for a while. His control, his command might be just a little bit off.
He says that right tricep area feels good. He had a couple mound bullpen sessions. And Ron Gardenhire again this morning saying hopefully they can get 5 out of him, and then they'll go from there. Looking for win number 12 on the year. Excellent walk to innings pitched ratio, 27 walks in 138 innings pitched.
Second 3-ball count in a row. 3-1 to Gordon. Scott Baker will miss a couple of starts. Twins didn't put him on the disabled list. There is no such thing in September with the roster expansion. There's still a 60-day disabled list. Justin Morneau's on that. But the Twins are looking forward to the time when everybody is back, including Morneau, but specifically in the pitching staff, when they'll have 6 to pick from.
I'm going to say it's a nice problem to have.
Yep. Brian Fuentes might be used later today. He's feeling better. There goes the runner at first, and Gordon got a pitch up and fouled it to the backstop. Jose Majares feeling better. Had a toenail removed the other day, and that set him back a day or two, but he hopes to be ready to go in a couple of weeks. Three and 2 to Alex Gordon. Sharp ground ball, base hit to right. KCA rounding second on his way to third. Here's the throw coming through. Tolbert backs up into foul territory to field the one hop. And the Royals have runners at first and third with 1 away.
Yeah, with the runner going, it was Orlando Hudson that was going to second base to cover the bag, and that fastball pretty much right down the middle. And a good strong throw by Jason Kubel. KCA just ends up going from first to third. So 2 hits this inning puts runners at first and third with 1 out.
Here's Brian Pena. Pena, as we said, getting a chance to catch on a regular basis with Jason Kendall out all of this year and perhaps all of next year. Pena, switch hitting catcher.
The Royals claimed him off waivers last May in 2008, a couple years ago, in his second season with the Royals.
Breaking ball over for strike 1. Fans getting the plastic wraps out to cover themselves up. Some umbrellas popping up. The rain coming down a little bit harder now. 1 strike to Pena. And a high fastball.
Well, Slowey would like a double play, but again, he does not get a lot of double plays. 25th start of the year. He's had only 7 double plays turned behind him.
The Royals, pretty good hitting ball club when they had all their regulars that they started the season with. Down low, 2-1. Pena's hit into 6 double plays and 87 at bats. Ground ball towards second. Hudson has just one play, and they get the runner at first. A run comes in, and the Royals take the first lead.
Yeah, Pena credited with an RBI, his 9th of the year.
And that'll bring up Chris Getz with Gordon moving up to second. Getz getting an opportunity finally in Kansas City that he thought he might get for the Chicago White Sox. But then the White Sox decided to take their third baseman last year, Beckham, and turn him into a second baseman, and they acquired Martin from the Royals and put him at third.
Yeah, he and Josh Fields came over from the Chicago White Sox in the Martin trade.
Swing and a miss. Gordon took a quick dash toward third. 1-1. Comes down a little bit harder now.
Yeah, Twins have been very, very lucky this year. Have not had too many days like this where it rains during a ball game.
Lifted down the left field line and sailing back into the seats. 1-2.
Slowey needed only 9 pitches in the first inning. So far 20 used here in the second.
One and two to Chris Getz. That's to left center field, and that's trouble. It's going to score another run and go all the way to the wall. Getz has a double, and the Royals have a 2-0 lead.
Oh, good hitting right there by Getz, because it was a breaking ball up and away, and Getz just went with it. His 9th double of the year. He drives in his 17th run as Gordon scores the second run of the inning. Watch the location of this pitch. A breaking ball, and Getz takes it the other way between Young and Span, all the way to the wall.
So 3 hits and a couple of runs here in the second against Kevin Slowey, the number 9 hitter Betancourt hitting. The Royal lineup odd in that Betancourt is the team leader in home runs with 15, but he's hitting 9th. His prior career high in home runs 9. It's not that he's an established power hitter, but this year he has hit for some power. And in the absence of anybody else hitting for much power, Butler has 11 home runs. Betamine has 10. It still seems strange to see your leading home run hitter hitting at the very bottom of the batting order.
And 4 for 7 lifetime against Slowey.
1 strike to Betancourt. And up and away.
Yeah, everything's been up, up, up for Kevin Slowey. You want to try to establish down. We see this from Baker a lot. Everything's up, up, up. And, you know, that ball's a lot easier to see when it's at that eye level or chest high level. That's why the Royals are putting some good swings on Slowey here this inning.
Fly ball right field. And Kubel has it measured. First pitch of the inning spanked for a single. A couple of other hits follow, and the Royals get the first 2 runs of the game. Visit exploreminnesota.com. Plan your next Minnesota vacation. And, of course, Paul Bunyan, Babe the Blue Ox, and Bemidji. They've greeted visitors in the shore of Lake Bemidji for almost 60 years now. Bemidji has a population about 11,000. The first city in the Mississippi River and over 400 fishing lakes within 25 miles. Great tourist destination and a beautiful part of this beautiful state. Ball one to Michael Kadire leading off the second. It'll be Kadire, Thome, and Young here in the second with the Twins down a couple. Overhand fastball and a strike, 1-1.
You know, you get in the month of September, you have the White Sox chasing you. Clubs like the Kansas City Royals, they come in here, they're loosey-goosey. You know, you got guys that are trying to make the ball club next year, so they want to impress. And these are the clubs, I think, that scare most clubs that are in first or second place. Because these are the clubs that say, you know what, we're not going anywhere. Let's just be the spoiler. And the Twins need to come back from a 2-0 deficit. They've had good success against the Royals this year. They're 9-3, and they swept them in their last meeting in Kansas City.
Kadire takes a called third strike with O'Sullivan shaving the corner one away.
Hey, Ron Coomer, I mean, you feel the same way? You can't take the Royals for granted.
No, not at all. We did something in our pregame about them being, like, I think, fifth in the league in hitting. And when you look at some young players that they have, even though they're going to play their best lineup because we're a playoff team, you know, you definitely cannot take them for granted. The Royals have won some big games down the stretch in the last few years to help the Twins. So, to me, you know, a big key tonight is O'Sullivan. They're going to have to make him get the ball up. He's one of those guys, Bert, from down on field level. He pitches with very good angle, and that's one of the first pitches right there, guys, that he's gotten up in the zone. And Big Jimmy almost deposited it in the upper deck. But O'Sullivan looks good so far. He really has kept the ball down. That's really the first one that he's kind of middle.
Yeah, it's Thome, who has only faced, I mean, he's the only Twin batter to face Sullivan, 1 for 2 with a home run. And Ron Coomer, I love the apparel that you have down there. The red shirt with the red umbrella. Boy.
Paul addresses me well. I understand.
3-1 now to Thome.
Color-coded, you know.
Delman Young to follow. Very nice. I see the free shirt and the free umbrella.
Hey, guy, I see you wearing a free shirt too, guys. Very nice.
3-1 to Thome. Foul back. You know, people talk about what the Royals did for the Twins a few years ago by taking care of the Tigers, and Twins ended up catching the Tigers and winning the division. If anything, it might be overblown what the Royals did. Both the Tigers and Twins were headed for the playoffs that year. It was just a question of who was going to be the wild card and who was going to be a division champion. Thome drawing a walk. What the Royals did to the Twins a couple of years ago, much more damaging. The final weekend at the Metrodome, they took 2 out of 3 from the Twins after the Twins had taken a division lead on the White Sox, and it was the Royals coming to Minnesota and winning 2 that forced game 163 in Chicago, and the Twins ended up losing that one on the Thome home run. Here's Delman Young. And he takes inside, ball 1.
You know, on Saturday here, Jim Thome hit 2 home runs that tied McGuire and then passed McGuire, now 9th all time. He also drew a couple walks, and now he's 9th on the all-time walk list, ahead of Frank Thomas. And Thome adding to that walk total with that 1-out walk.
And O'Sullivan struggling with his control here a little bit, having walked Thome and now putting Young in the hitter's count. Nobody's put a ball in play yet here in this Twins second inning. J.J. Hardy on deck.
Nice stop right there by Pena. Well, Sullivan came into the ballgame 12 walks in 54 innings pitched with 2 intentional walks. So control has not been an issue.
Benavides put his bare hand in front. It almost looked like that pitch in the dirt got him in the fingers. See if Young is green lighted here. Kubel was in the first inning on a 3-0 count, and O'Sullivan got him to pop out. And Young takes it, back-to-back walks. And that'll get Hardy up with the tying run at first.
Bob McClure, the pitching coach, coming out to talk to his young right-hander. O'Sullivan in his last 2 starts, one in Detroit and then one in Kansas City against the Rangers. He worked a total of 12 innings, did not walk a batter. So far this year, 2 is the most he's walked in and out in. And he's already tied that.
J.J. Hardy will hit. Hardy been hitting the ball with authority over the last, really throughout the homestand. A couple of balls hard in the game yesterday. Hoping to find a gap or put one down the line someplace, maybe get the game tied up. Another one, not close. And Haney getting beaten up here in the second inning.
Well, he's faced 8 hitters so far. He's been able to get strike 1 on only 1 of the 8. So falling behind early. And you almost have to make him throw a strike here. See if J.J. Hardy takes it.
And at the knees, 1-1.
Sometimes as a pitcher you fall out of whack a little bit. I remember one time in Baltimore, I walked the first couple 2-3 batters of a ball game. I called time, called the whole plate umpire out and told him that the mound was tilted. Kind of looked at me strangely, which surprised me.
2-1.
And it was. Baltimore's mound was always tilted.
Favored their pitching staff, apparently. They had 4 20-game winners one year.
Oh, they're all, those 4 guys were tilted anyway.
2-1 to Hardy.
This mound doesn't look tilted.
3-1 up around the hands with Tolbert on deck. Sullivan working himself into a deeper hole here.
And now it becomes more of a mental thing. He's done a very good job, you know, with runners on. Opponents hitting .253.
And he's filled the bases with walks. He struck out Kadair, looking. And now 3 straight bases on balls.
Not missing by much right there, but home plate umpire Jerry Davis said it was inside. Jerry Davis, the home plate umpire, the crew chief here.
How about a bases loaded triple? I haven't seen one of those since Saturday when Matt Tolbert did it in the first inning. Popped up.
Get out of here.
And that will reach the seats, 1 strike. So 3 straight walks, and Tolbert goes after the first pitch.
Well, you're looking fastball. There's a high fastball. He just got underneath it. Tolbert doing a good job in replace of Danny Valencia over at third base. Tolbert hitting over 300 as a left-handed hitter. Of course, here on Saturday, hit the 2 triples, drove in a career-high 5 runs.
1 strike to Tolbert. Now 1-1. Valencia, by the way, told me today he felt ready to rejoin the lineup yesterday and again today, but the Twins want to give him a little extra time if possible. Tolbert's playing well, so that helps. Last thing the Twins want would be for what happened to Nick Punto to happen to Danny Valencia. Re-injury of the hamstring outside, and it's 2-1 now to Tolbert.
Yeah, that's not a bad pitch right there. And O'Sullivan, you can see the frustration almost when that ball was called a ball. Fastball. Get outside.
Two and 1 to Tolbert.
Now he's pretty much told himself, I have to throw this ball right down the middle of the plate.
And he misses. 3-1.
He's having a tough time doing that. Twins took a bases-loaded walk yesterday from Denard Span in the 6th inning. 12 times they've done it this year. A bases-loaded walk. And a quick call to the bullpen by Bob McClure, the pitching coach.
3-1 to Tolbert. And a high drive to deep right center. Meyer with the catch. And everybody going to try to tag with the exception of the runner at first. And Tolbert lifts the sacrifice fly to get the Twins on the board. And it's 2-1.
Tolbert hitting it deep enough to score. Jim Thome from third base. And Tolbert picking up his 14th RBI. Well, you fall behind, pretty much you just say, you know what, hopefully you hit it at somebody. And O'Sullivan did get the out, but the Twins score a run to make it a 2-1 deficit.
And that'll bring up Span with the tying run at third. Really nothing in O'Sullivan's history that would suggest bouts of wildness. He just ran into one of those ruts you talked about where he had a hard time throwing strikes. He hopes he snaps out of it here in the second. Span struck out on a fastball in the first inning. That's to left, but hanging up there for Gordon who makes the catch. So Sullivan walks the bases full and gives a run back in the bottom of the second. On Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And the third inning's already gotten off to a better start for Kevin Slowey. The first pitch of his second inning was driven into right field for a base hit. The Royals got 3 hits and a couple of runs, and now he gets a called strike. And a called second strike to Gregor Blanco.
Well, pitching's nothing more than making the adjustment. The first 2 innings up in the strike zone for Slowey. Now get the ball down where he's at his best.
Breaking ball down and in, 1-2.
Both starters used a lot of pitches in that second inning. Slowey and O'Sullivan, 25 pitches in that second.
Two and two.
You know, to get the ball down, take a look at his delivery. It's not as much as where his balance point is, because that's good. It's working out front, allowing that arm to catch up. And he's getting underneath that ball a little bit. And he's got to work out front a little bit better. Trying to drop that ball right on top of home plate. So a lot of pitches up in the strike zone.
I would imagine every starting pitcher to some degree is a pitcher that likes a routine, and when you disrupt that routine, it's got to affect your sharpness and your mechanics a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, what Slowey needs to do is look at Joe Mauer's glove and his shin guards, because sometimes when you let that ball go, you have a tendency to throw it with your palm first. You have to get on top of that ball, and that creates that good downward plane if you get on top of that baseball.
And Blanco with a sharp single to left, fourth Kansas City hit in 10 at-bats.
If you don't get on top of that baseball, especially since you don't have a Nick Blackburn type sinker, any movement on that pitch, it's going to be very hittable because it's pretty straight. So Slowey has to make the adjustment. The quicker he does, you can see that ball right there. No movement, but it stayed about thigh high, and that allows Blanco to hit that ball the other way.
Here's Mitch Meyer with a foul pop caught by Hardy in the first inning. Blanco with 9 steals and 10 tries.
And all it is getting your fingers over the ball rather than leading with the palm of your right hand for Kevin Slowey.
Mauer digs out the pitch to Meyer. 1-0.
See, and that's where Joe Mauer's really trying to help Slowey out. You could see how low that glove was. You know, it's almost below his shin guards. Saying, come on, get the ball down, because that ball up is pretty straight and it's pretty hittable. That's where a catcher really helps out a pitcher.
Chopped off the line, 1-1.
You see that he keeps the left shoulder in good, but the arm a little bit on the lazy side. Now, that could be from not pitching for a while. But when Slowey's at his best, boy, he's hitting those corners down and away. He's pinpointing down in the strike zone. Right now, he's up.
1-1 to Meyer. Royals with 91 steals.
Yeah, 30 of those coming from Scott Pasetnik, who is now with the Dodgers. But they did get Blanco from the Atlanta Braves, and he's got 9 stolen bases in 10 attempts.
And they pitch out on the 1-1 pitch, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, Blanco coming over for Rick Ankiel and Kyle Farnsworth from the Atlanta Braves.
The Braves still leading the Phillies by a game in the National League East, and the Padres leading the Giants now by just a game in the National League West.
Both those Padres, well, they lost 10 straight.
10 in a row. Foul back. 2-2.
Well, what that has done in the National League West, it's kind of let the Colorado Rockies back in. They're only 4.5 games behind the Padres now. Giants are only a game out.
2-2 to Meyer. Blanco goes, and the pitch foul back. You just have to be careful when or if you ever throw the towel in. It was a year ago today the Twins were 7 games back, and it took a furious rush on the Twins' part to do it, but they caught and eventually passed the first place team at the time, the Detroit Tigers. 2-2 again to Meyer, and a throw to first. Goodyear fields a low throw.
Hey, Ron, you were a great hitter at the major league level. When you see a guy like Kevin Slowey and you don't see any movement, that ball's constantly up, it's pretty easy to see, isn't it?
Well, it is. And the one thing with Kevin right now is it looks like what you said is his hand is definitely underneath the baseball. And the other thing is his release point. Usually when you can tell a guy's working down, his release point is out in front of him almost by his stride foot. And his release point right now is way back behind him, which that one was a little better. He got on top of that breaking ball for the first time. That was a good pitch.
And a better location right there. Meyer swinging at a pitch down in the strike zone. So those are the adjustments you have to try to make. There's a good pitch right there that hits the lower part of the strike zone. A little bit of movement at the end.
And that's his fingers, you know, from as a hitter's side, looking at his fingers being on top of that breaking ball, it makes it a lot tougher because the angle is so much better.
Slowey misses inside to Butler, ball one. Butler lifted a fly ball to right his first time up.
Remember last inning, it was the RBI double by Chris Getz that slider kind of hung right there, and he took it the other way. Better pitch right there, striking out Meyer for Kevin Slowey.
1-0 to Butler. Rifled to right field. Kubel fields it and gets it back to the infield. The Royals have another first and third one-out situation similar to the one they had in the second.
Well, this guy can just flat out hit. Billy Butler came into this year a .291 career hitter. Last year hit .301, had 51 doubles. Again, you see the fastball that's about belt high, and Butler puts a strong swing on it. That ball got out to Kubel in a hurry, and Kubel has to play that little nasty hop and get it back in.
So first and third, one away, and KCA will hit. Singled on the first pitch he saw in the second inning, and then came around to score the game's first run. Going to the bottom of the seventh in Detroit with the Tigers leading Chicago 4-3. KCA with 99 at bats, 4 ground ball double plays. Slowey falls behind 1-0.
KCA, this is his second stint with the Royals this year. Started the season in AAA. Came up a couple years ago, a September call-up, hit .286 with a home run and drove in a run back in 2008.
2-0.
KCA, born in Hawaii. Signed by the Royals in 2002.
Slowly steps off. .2-0 to the Kansas City cleanup hitter. And now 2-1. You know what the Royals would like is for KCA to be a left-handed complement, somebody who could hit behind Butler, and they could protect one another that way. Butler, as good as he is, still isn't that much of a power hitter, but he's a very good hitter. Now they hope that KCA can do a nice job from the other side of the plate behind him. 2-2.
Oh, good pitch right there, inner half of the plate. And Jose Guillen was kind of the protector of Butler for a while, but he's no longer there. Now with the Giants.
2-2. In the dirt, a full count with Betamit on deck. Well, it's been a little rough around the edges for Slowey. The first inning was fine. He got through the first 3 batters when just 9 pitches. But he's given up 5 hits, and he's had, for him, way too many 3-ball counts.
Yeah, this will be his 20th pitch of the inning.
4 3-ball counts. This one popped up. Coming back our way. Just beneath it. There isn't much that is beneath it. Slowey got a strikeout of Meyer earlier this inning. And he'd love to get KCA to hit a ground ball. Let's say to Orlando Hudson. And a called third strike will work just well, enough to get out number 2.
I was wondering if they're going to go back in because of strike 2. The way that KCA kind of took that pitch. A good pitch right here by Slowey. Now we're sitting inside. That's Kevin Slowey right there. Good location with a little bit of movement. KCA takes it for strike 3, so a big strikeout is second of the inning, is second of the ballgame.
Betamit will hit. The Royals got a big 2-out double from Chris Getz to score their second run of the second inning. Now they're looking for another 2-out hit from Betamit. Swing and a miss. Benameat fouled out to Tolbert in the second inning. There's the ground ball to Hudson. And it'll end the inning. Couple of hits, couple of men left on. Bottom of the third coming up in a 2-1 ball game.
Lucky Circle sections are 109 and 332. And Twin fans log on to foxsportsnorth.com and get a chance to be circled at a Twins home game. The better the sign, of course, the better the opportunity to get on TV and get your sign circled. Winning sections will be announced every morning prior to each game on foxsportsnorth.com and kfam.com.
Hudson, the hitter. He takes a strike. Counts 1-1. The better the sign, the better their chances of being up here, and the better time we're going to have up here. Haven't you found that to be the case?
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
when they have better signs, it's just a better mood up here.
Well, they come with a big smile on their face, and I like that.
And the food is better.
Then when they leave, they're frowning because they're upset they have to leave.
Great. 1-2 to Hudson. Followed by Mauer and Kubel. And O'Sullivan strikes out Hudson, swinging one away.
Hey, just reared back and let it fly right there. His third strikeout of the ball game. Hudson, who singled off O'Sullivan on the first pitch in the first inning, is a strikeout victim here.
Here's our carsoup.com/baseball question on Labor Day from Michael Jabs of Jordan. How many Twins are in the Baseball Hall of Fame? There are 3 players wearing Twins caps in Cooperstown. First was Harmon Killebrew. Then it was Rod Carew and then Kirby Puckett. And we expect next summer to have a big celebration all over Twins territory when my partner gets in there.
That would be nice.
Steve Carlton finished his career for that matter with the Twins. He's in the Hall of Fame, but of course he's now wearing a Twins cap. Paul Molitor, Dave Winfield played for the Twins. But of course, their caps in Cooperstown aren't the Minnesota caps.
Hopefully one day Jim Cott will be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Jack Morris. Some guys that I think baseball is kind of left out.
Jim Thome, we hope will get there too. Mauer drives it foul into the right field corner.
You know, we saw another one too, Jeff Reardon. You know, when he retired, he had the most saves in Major League Baseball. And it's a shame that he's not in.
Well, you know, I've not ever been able to figure that out. Why, for instance, Lee Smith, who has nearly 100 saves more than Jeff Reardon, and Lee Smith was not a first, second, third, or he's been on the ballot 5 times. Mauer lifts it foul into the seats. He hasn't gotten close to getting into the Hall of Fame yet, and I don't understand that.
I think there's a lot of people, a lot of players that have been left out. My fastball right here, Joe kind of went out of his swing zone. Not too often you see Joe swing at a pitch about letter high.
1-2. Backhanded by Getz. Again, Mauer got the barrel of the bat on it, and he's retired for out number 2. You know, Joe coming out of the All-Star break was on one of those streaks where he hit it hard and it fell in. I think now what we've seen over the last week or so, he's in just the opposite thing. He's hitting the ball every bit as hard as he did right out of the break, but the one-hoppers aren't going through the infield like they used to.
That's a shame, isn't he? Still hitting 320.
Here's Jason Kubel. And O'Sullivan seems to have recovered nicely from his control hiccup of the second inning. He drops a curveball over to Kubel for strike 1. Misses, and it's 1-1. Kubel had a 3-0 count with a runner at first and 2 out in the first inning. He was green lighted, and he had a pop up to short. And now 2-1.
Changeup right there.
Kubel swings through it. 2-2. Twins have just the one hit that came from Hudson in the first inning.
Yeah, good changeup right there. Yes, if you want him, if you don't throw a changeup, you want to miss down there. Missed again.
Another 3-ball count to Kubel. Three and 2. The Twins right fielder. And that backhanded by Getz. And O'Sullivan comes back with a 1-2-3 third. It's still 2-1 Kansas City. One-of-a-kind quilt comprised of 2010 inaugural season Homer Hankies, and it's signed by just about everybody on the team. Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Jim Thome, Carl Pavano has signed it, and the proceeds from the quilt will help rebuild a baseball field in Wadena that was damaged by a tornado in the middle of June. And if you'd like to bid on the quilt, visit twinsbaseball.com and click on auctions. Leadoff man here in the fourth inning for Kansas City is Alex Gordon, and there's a pitch up high. We're happy to have Alyssa Pavano here, who has brought the quilt with her, and this is quite an item here. This is beautiful.
It's pretty unbelievable. I don't know if you can see how big it is.
Delman Young with the catch, first out. We'll hold it up here, and
It's pretty much signed by everybody. We even have you guys on here.
Yeah.
There's Dick.
Down on the bottom. So if you want to cut my square off, probably increase the value of it. Right.
Now, who put this together for you?
And a woman that actually, her grandson is a receiver of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and she approached the Wives Organization to make this. So we actually bought it from her in the form of a donation, and she makes these.
Well, it's a beautiful quilt. You can see the Homer hanky, the 2010 Target Field inaugural edition of the Homer hanky here.
She put on the back.
Pena drops a single to left with one out here in the fourth.
She's got a list of everybody that was on the team at the time and where their squares are.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
And again, the proceeds are going?
It's all the proceeds are going towards the baseball field. They're going to help rebuild it. I guess it was like damaged beyond repair.
In Wadena, Minnesota, up in the north central part of the state, and I've told the story before how when I was in high school I played on that field.
Yeah.
So we hope that we can raise it off of
it. Is that old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's a drive to center, hit right at Denard Span. But it's a wonderful gesture by the Twins and the Twins' wives to get behind this. And I know, Bert, years ago when we had our quilt with our ugly ties that we cut up, we raised thousands of dollars. And we hope that $5,000. And we hope that we get similar bidding for this. So that if you want to bid on this quilt, it's a one-of-a-kind quilt.
It's on twinsbaseball.com, like you said, under auction. And then it's the Twins charity quilt. And I think that it's going until the 19th. You can bid on it up to the 19th. It's up to maybe $1,500.
Is it really? Okay. And again, Joe Mauer is on here. Bert Blyleven's on here. Justin Morneau, Carl Pavano.
You know what's so nice about auctions? It only takes two people that really want this quilt to start going at each other. And that's what happened in the quilt that we had. There were a couple of people, along with myself, that made some bids for it. And
if somebody wants it,
that's cool. It really is. It's very nice. That's
you know this because you're not from here. We've had kind of some cool evenings here, and the quilt
you could
really to feel pretty nice.
I don't know if you'd want to snuggle up with all these autographs, but
that's true.
You could definitely use
you can snuggle up with him. I'm not.
There's Michael Kadire, Nick Blackburn.
So you've got Gardenhire.
Oh, it's going to be a tough play right here for Tolbert.
Bare hands it, kind of, sort of.
He really had no play right there. Kind of a swinging bunt by Betancourt. And not much you can do about that. So that'll put runners at first and second and two out. Right off the end of the bat, Tolbert comes in and really, I mean, if he even feels that cleanly, he's got no chance to get Betancourt.
So first and second, two down, and another ticklish situation here for Kevin Slowey. Gregor Blanco with a liner to left, and then he got a base hit in the third inning.
Yeah, 7 hits for the Royals off of Kevin Slowey, 6 singles and 1 extra base hit. The double by Chris Getz.
Inside, ball one. White Sox.
You wives do a lot. I mean, you really give yourself back to the community, and I know the husbands do too, but believe me, the husbands wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you wives.
They're very involved, I must say. It's pretty amazing, actually.
1-0 to Gregor Blanco. White Sox have tied the Tigers now in the 8th inning, 4-4. And there's a strike from Slowey, his 67th pitch of the afternoon. Well, now you've been involved in some other organizations, other teams. I would imagine that the Twins' wives are probably a little bit more involved than some of the other organizations.
I think they're the Twins definitely are the most involved out of all of them.
Right.
The things that they do with the community is unbelievable. And it helps get the guys involved. You know, they have someone kind of pushing them a little bit.
Oh, come on. Guys don't need to be pushed.
They always joke everything we send in for the guys to sign, they're the first items that go when they say the Wise Organization.
That's to the left field corner, chased by Delman Young, and it's into the seats. 2-2 to Blanco.
Oh, you can see Blanco. He's a kind of a hitter that chokes up anyway, so more of a slap hitter. He has 1 home run on the year. And Blanco coming over from the Atlanta Brave organization.
Royals got a couple of runs on 3 hits in the second, 2 more hits, no runs in the third, 2 hits, and Slowey hopes no runs here in the fourth. We've seen him do that a little bit more frequently than we have, just stepping off the rubber and kind of resetting himself. Well, the area around Wadena, Minnesota, really devastated by the tornado in the middle of June 17th specifically, and a lot of homes have been damaged in that area, and the baseball field, and the Twins, who've renovated so many ball fields in the upper Midwest, the Fields for Kids program and things like that. This is just another example of the Twins trying to support the game of baseball wherever it's played in Twins territory. 3-2, 2 away. Runners will take off here, and Mauer's going to go to the mound, make sure he gets squared away with Slowey.
I know the season is winding down. Any other projects that the Wives are putting together as the season winds down?
We're doing, actually, Carl and I are doing a function at Mary's place across the street.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sneakers and like a clothing drive. There's 350 kids that stay over there. So we're going to bring everybody to a game. You'll probably see. I'm sure you'll see. It's a big group. There's all kinds of stuff going on. This time of year is big because they're going back to school tomorrow.
Right.
So there's a lot we're doing.
3-2 to Blanco. Runners go, and he missed the inside corner. He tried to get the called third strike he got in the third inning. Instead, he fills the bases for Mitch Meier.
Yeah, he tried to guide that one rather than let it go right there. First walk of the ball game for Slowey. Watch the way he just tries to guide that in. And the one that he struck out Kaiahui back in the third inning, that ball had a little tail on it. That was more of a four-seamer.
There's Rick Anderson with a trip to the mound. Well, Alyssa, this is your first full season in Minnesota, and I know you and your family have settled in the northwest suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
You've enjoyed your first summer in Minnesota?
We have, actually. We were saying to live on a lake. We're on a lake right now. It's just unbelievable. It's so relaxing. Carl takes the kids out in the boat, which is frightening, actually. Extremely frightening, but we've had some good days.
Now, Carl has. Do you go out on the boat?
He does not dare take them. They're both under 2. There's just no chance that's happening. But yeah, we've had some great weather. I mean, there's nothing like a little bonfire at night. It breaks it up.
There's Mitch Meier with Slowey trying to strand a couple of Kansas City, in fact 3 of them now in the 4th inning, and pitches up and away, ball 1. Even though he's had a handful of 3-ball counts, the walk to Blanco, the first walk he's issued. Meier with a foul out to Hardy and a strikeout in the 3rd. And there's a called strike.
Well, Meier in his 4th season with the Royals, really getting a chance to play this year for the first time at the major league level. They want to find out what this #1 pick back in 2003 can do.
Ooh. Meier looked like he got a pretty good pitch to hit and fouled it straight back. 1-2.
Pena at third, Betancourt at second, Blanco at first.
Slowey struck out Meier in the 3rd, trying to get him here in the 4th. Just missed the outside corner, 2-2.
You want something to happen right here on this pitch, because you don't want to go 3-2, because then all the runners will be taking off.
76th pitch for Slowey. And a drive to right field. Rice running catch by Kubel to end the inning. Royals left 2 on in the 3rd, 3 on in the 4th, and our thanks to Alyssa Pavano for giving us info on the Quilt. 2-3-4, 2-3-4. Drew Maurer and Kevin Slow each with 27% of the vote. We need somebody to get a big hit here. Start picking up some votes. How about Michael Kadire? He'll lead off the fourth. And on a pitch similar to that, O'Sullivan struck out Kadire leading off the second. And Kadire blisters one into right field. And a leadoff single here in the fourth.
I'll tell you what, that's a good piece of hitting right there by Kadire, taking that slider the other way.
Get an inside look into high school sports with Fox Sports Prep Zone. Anthony LaPanta is at Mounds View High School this week to break down the first week of prep football and preview Friday's matchups. You can hear from athletes in the first week of action and go behind the scenes with Mounds View students as they put together a video for the show. For all this and more, watch Fox Sports Prep Zone tomorrow at 6, only on Fox Sports North. Here's Jim Thome, walked and scored in the second inning. The wind is picking up, and I think we got some rain coming soon. Twins took 3 walks and scored a run in the second. The Kadire hit leading off this fourth inning. The second Twins hit, first since the first inning. And now 2-0.
You see pitching coach Rick Anderson talking to Kevin Slowey.
And with Dave Prumer there, you wonder whether Slowey's arm is feeling okay.
Well, I mean, you know, he was kind of on a pitch count.
Right.
And they're hoping that he'd go 5 innings, but 77 pitches in 4 innings.
Blasted to right center field. Kadire will round second. Thome will round first. Gliding into second. Kadire around third. He's coming home, and Thome's tying the game with a double. Without question, the Twins signing of Jim Thome has been the most significant free agent signing in the American League.
Well, I think one thing we've seen from Jim Thome, when he makes contact with that bat and ball, that ball just takes off. This ball right here, look how quick it hit the ground and then scoots past Meyer all the way to the wall. That allows Michael Kadire to score from first. And for Thome, an RBI double, his 16th double of the year, driving in his 50th run.
Here's Delman Young. Inside, Ron Comer. You have to appreciate a guy who at the age of 40 now can still do what Jim Thome can do.
I appreciated it when I was 36 and I was watching him do that, guys. We were watching him take batting practice the other day, and I was talking to Jason Kubel about him. The one thing that Jim Thome does, as well as anybody that's ever played that I've seen play, is once his bat starts going in motion towards the baseball, it doesn't stop and it doesn't get off path until he finishes his swing. Every really, really good power hitter has that same approach to hitting. Bonds, McGuire, you saw Mickey Mantle and some of those guys. Once their bat got started, it never stopped, it never varied. And when you see him swing, it's unreal how much power he can generate through his swing.
You know, Ron, the thing about Jim Thome, he came into this ballgame hitting .270. It's not only the strong swing he has and the strength that he has, the upper body strength. It's also this guy is a good hitter. I mean, 9th all-time in walks. He's got a good eye at the plate. Plus, you know, now he's hitting about .275 on the year.
Well, you take his at-bats and that swing that we just saw right there of being out in front of him from start to finish. It goes right through the baseball. There's no give. To me, he's always been an impressive on-base guy. He's always swung at his pitch, and the power numbers with his at-bats this year are unbelievable.
3-1 now to Young, who drew one of 3 consecutive walks O'Sullivan allowed in the second inning.
Well, look for a fastball right here, outer half of the plate, and see if Delman shoots it to right field. I'd be surprised if they go inside right here.
Bounce to third, and Thome frozen at second. Betamit throws to first. Young retired for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that does not advance Thome to third base.
Well, that'll leave it up to Hardy here, who drew a walk his first time up. Twins have tied it up here in the fourth. Still have been out hit 7-3. Hardy takes a strike on the inside corner. Two outs in the bottom of the eighth. The Tigers have a runner at first in that game. Tied at 4. Both starters did a good job. Edwin Jackson and Max Scherzer. Game now in the hands of the bullpen.
Yeah, it might be the hands of the bullpen for the Twins too, man. Jeff Manship's been throwing quite a lot down there, so maybe Kevin Slowey's afternoon is done as he continues to get an earful from pitching coach Rick Anderson.
1-1 to Hardy. The inability of the Twins to advance Tomey and the Young at bat could be a key factor here. Hit to the outfield, and very likely Tomey's not going to be able to score from second anyway, unless it's hit
we need
in
a double.
Gap. Yeah, that's a quick way of saying what I was trying to say. And now 2-1. Two and 1 to the Twin shortstop. Off the handle of the bat and into the Twins dugout. Thanks.
A great pitch right there.
Time for the Quest high-speed pitch. Brought to you by Quest High-Speed Internet.
It might have been that last 93-mile-an-hour fastball right there in the kitchen of J.J. Hardy. And Slowey at 90 miles an hour. Quest high-speed pitch.
Hardy's picked up his thumbs. He's ready to swing again. Bouncer to the right side. That will advance Tomey on the second out of the inning and get Tolbert to the plate. A little holiday trivia for you.
I bet it's one of those guys.
Which team has the most players represented in the Hall of Fame? Well, it's got to be the Yankees, doesn't it?
Well, you would think so.
They've got a number 3 in there. They've got a number 4. They've got a number 5.
Well, they have 2 number 8s.
They got 2 number 8s. They got a number 7. Here's Tolbert. Hit a sacrifice fly to drive in Jim Tomey from third. A 3-1 pitch hit it pretty well to right center field. They're trying to slap one up the middle to give the Twins their first lead.
And you would think somewhere down the line, Derek Jeter, number 2. There may not be a small digit number in that Yankee organization anymore.
Two and 0 to Tolbert. And foul back 2-1.
Well, 70 pitches for O'Sullivan. 35 have been strikes, so he's been 50-50 in the strike zone here so far this afternoon.
Brandon Inge with a 2-run home run off Chris Sale. And the Tigers have a 6-4 lead in the bottom of the 8th against Chicago. Takes inside 3-1.
Well, this is where Chicago's just kind of got warmed up a little bit. They've won a lot of their games as of late, late in the ball game, and that's a sign of a good winning ball club that's playing good baseball.
Span on deck. Tolbert hoping to extend the inning here. The Twins have tied it up in the 4th. Tolbert draws the 4th walk issued by Sean O'Sullivan. So first and third, 2 away, and Span to the plate.
And Ned Yost again taking over for Trey Hillman in the middle of May.
Now here comes the rain I predicted. man with a strikeout in the first and a fly ball to left. Looking to take their first lead. Strike on the outside corner. This will be the 74th pitch for O'Sullivan. Bouncer right side. And Sullivan covers the bag. The Twins leave 2 aboard. They get the tying run onto the 5th. It's 2 apiece.
Game. On the second inning, it was the Kansas City Royals off the bat of Chris Getz. RBI double right there. That scored the second run of the inning. But the Twins, again, they keep fighting back. Sacrifice fly RBI by Matt Tolbert. That scored Jim Thome. And then we just saw Jim Thome knock in Michael Kadire with that RBI double. Game tied at 2 apiece. And very happy today to have Julie Schmidt here with Ryan and Joshua. Welcome up to the booth. I know you guys are the lucky winners today to come up to the booth. And let me see, you have all your teeth. You have one coming in.
I got all mine.
You have all yours, yeah. And I gave them some little certificates to Bert Berger.
All right, very good.
They're going to get a little picture here signed by me to them that they can throw on their dartboard, Mom. And throw darts at it.
Billy Butler will lead off the 5th against Jeff Manship, pitching out of the Twins bullpen in relief of Kevin Slowey. Still raining a little bit, but I think it's one of those passing showers that were predicted. I think it's going to stop here in a little bit. I know nothing about weather, but I can see the clouds breaking up, so I don't think we're going to have an interruption of any kind.
I see the numbers of Manship right here. His job is to do what he did the other day, is go 3 or 4 innings and keep the Twins in the game.
And 2 quick strikes here to Butler. He'll be followed by Ahui and Betamit.
Well, Kevin Slowey worked the first 4 innings. He ended up giving up 7 hits, 1 walk, a couple strikeouts through 77 pitches.
Ooh, where was it? Oh, good.
Well, breaking ball right here. Maybe a little high.
And where Mauer set up the target, it's even higher, 2-2.
Well, Manship last worked on Thursday night in that 13-inning, 10-9 loss to the Tigers. He came in relief of Scott Baker when Baker was lifted after 2 innings. He worked 4 innings, only gave up 1 run. Really kept the club in the game.
Hardy sets up. And throws to Kadire, one away. You can visit the official online shop of the Twins at twinsbaseball.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. You can get umbrellas there too, I suppose. Get your gear from the official source, twinsbaseball.com shop, and accept no substitutes. Well, not so fast. They apparently had an appeal on Brandon Inge's home run and ruled it a foul ball. So that game now is still tied at 4. And the top of the 9th inning. Ka'aihui with a single and a strikeout. He has tremendous numbers, power numbers in the minor leagues, and the Royals are like folding their hands, crossing their fingers, doing everything, hoping that he can bring that to the major leagues. Half swing and a strike, 1-2.
I remember it took Carlos Pena a while to leave different organizations and finally, find those power numbers. Good breaking ball low right there. Not too far.
And a bouncer foul. One of the problems for the Royals is they really haven't had the power threats of other teams within the division. The Twins have developed more of a power game. The White Sox have had one for years. The Tigers. And if you're going to compete with those guys, if you're going to compete for a championship, at some point you're going to have some power. And the Royals haven't had much of it. And Ka'aihui strikes out here in the 5th.
Second strikeout, second time that Ka'aihui has struck out. And see the movement that Manship can create. Now he's a guy that really keeps the ball down nicely.
Fox Sports North supports the Ronald McDonald House Charities Upper Midwest, who later this fall will open a second house inside Children's Hospital in Minneapolis. And with the opening of the second house, they're able to accommodate 64 families a night, 365 nights a year. It's a charity truly unique in its mission, and to learn how you can support families battling critical illness, visit foxsportsnorth.com and click on the Fox Sports North supports banner.
Yeah, we were at, my wife Gail and I were just at Children's Hospital. We've been there about 3 or 4 times over the last couple of weeks to see a little Christopher, and Christopher's doing a lot better. Little Jackson, I know you're over there.
Just off the plate, 2-1.
We're remodeling that hospital. It's unbelievable.
Two and 1. Wilson Betemit. Manship using a lot of off-speed pitches, getting a lot of swings and misses here.
Again, he's a guy that, unlike Kevin Slowey, works down in the strike zone. Look at this pitch right here. Again, knee high, little movement. I think Slowey had trouble getting that ball down today.
Popped up. Well, we've seen this before from Manship. He comes into the ball game in the middle innings. He means business. He works quickly. He throws strikes. And he's done a lot of this. Pitch 1, 2, 3 innings out of the bullpen.
State Lottery winner's circle. I got $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets for Hazel here and the rest of the Anderson family. Dickenberg, check this out. She's here with 4 generations of her family. She's here with her daughter, her grandson, and her great-granddaughter, Annika, 6 years old. They range in age, Bert, from 98 years of age, or 98 and a half, as Hazel told me earlier, all the way down to 6 years of age. And get this, last week in that 13-inning game against the Detroit Tigers, Hazel was with us the whole entire game. What was that like, Hazel?
I just I never go to bed till it's over with.
She never gives up on her twins, Dick and Bert. How about that?
Congratulations. And you know what? Baseball can do that right there. Bring families together to all the generations to come out and enjoy the time here and watch your favorite team play, the Minnesota Twins.
1-1 to Orlando Hudson. He'll be followed by Joe Mauer and Jason Kubel. Up wide of third. Benhamid over. Can't quite make the play. We're in the bottom of the 9th in Detroit, still tied at 4. Again, they first gave Brandon Inge a 2-run home run, then took it away. The White Sox on quite a road trip, sweeping the Indians, sweeping the Red Sox at Fenway Park. Now trying to win the opener in Detroit. 1-2 to Hudson. And he got him again. You see Hudson strike out twice in a ball game that often, but O'Sullivan has gotten him twice.
O'Sullivan picking up his 4th strikeout of the ball game to go with his 4 walks. He's given up only 3 hits. They're with 1 out in the 5th inning. Good low fastball.
Here's Mauer. The ball hard a couple of times for a couple of outs. Rangers lost again 7-2 to Toronto. Josh Hamilton didn't play again today. Hamilton injured here on Saturday. Said it feels like he was hit by a truck, which doesn't really suggest that he's going to be in the lineup anytime soon. Comfortable lead in the batting race, and in case you're wondering, he does have more than enough plate appearances to qualify in the event he misses a week or two.
They need a healthy Josh Hamilton, because they're going to go to postseason
and have the luxury with an 8-game lead of being very patient with.
Right. Make sure he's healthy.
2-0 to Mauer. And he finally didn't hit one hard enough. And it dropped in for a hit. He's had 4 balls here the last couple afternoons that he's hit real sharply. And that one, he just kind of flared into left for a 1-out single.
A little bit off the end of the bat, but Joe will take it. You know, you hit so many balls hard, and you can see that ball maybe about 3 or 4 inches off the end of the bat, and it hits softly in front of Gordon. So the Twins get their 4th hit of the ball game.
Here's Jason Kubel, popped to short and a ground ball to second. Fastball down and away. O'Sullivan has that much smaller scale, but that John Roush straight over the top delivery is about a foot shorter than John Roush, but it looks like his arm angle is straight down.
He opens up very quickly and gets that arm on top and creates that downward plane.
2-0.
Every pitcher's different. You're built different. Certainly, you can see that O'Sullivan, big, burly guy.
He's what, 6'3", 6'4". I mean, he's a big guy in his own right. Hit high and deep to left center. Alex Gordon going back. This one is deep to the wall and gone. Jason Kubel with his 19th. And the Twins take a 4-2 lead.
Oh, that gets the crowd on its feet right here. Kubel taking that ball the other way into the bullpen area. And Kubel getting a pitch and then just hitting it sharply the other way. Got underneath it. Good solid swing. And Kubel giving the Twins a 2-run lead with his 19th home run. Kubel now with 83 RBIs on the year.
Right off the end of the back, Kadire dribbles one to Betancourt, who throws on the run for the second out of the inning. 405 feet the measurement on Kubel's home run. And I think with that, he officially joins the select list of hitters who've hit opposite field home runs here. I think you'd have to say that was a home run to left center. And I think Jim Thome certainly has, Joe Mauer has, and now Kubel's hit one to the opposite field. There have only been 3 right-handed batters to hit opposite field home runs in this ballpark. And here's the guy who's hit the 2 longest home runs at Target Field. 449 feet here on Saturday. His blast against the White Sox that won a ball game, 445 feet.
Yeah, the Twins now with 120 home runs on the year. 40 of them have been hit here at Target Field. For O'Sullivan, that's the 11th home run he has allowed this year between the Angels and the Royals.
Up high, 1-2 to Thome, who's walked and scored in the second. Then doubled in the tying run in the fourth. 2-2.
What you like to see from power hitters like a Kubel or a Jim Thome is hit the home runs with runners on. Kubel now has 4 home runs with a 2-run home run, 3 3-run home runs to go with his 10 solo home runs.
Oh my goodness gracious. Off the top of the American flagpole.
Home run number 21 for Jim Thome. And that wasn't a bad pitch. That looked like that pitch was down, but he just golfed it out.
That almost hit the eagle on top of the flagpole.
Take a look at the pitch. Down and in. Thome with the uppercut swing.
Inside to Delman Young.
He's strong.
And now Young drives one to left center. That's off the wall. Young will dig for 2. And he's in with a double. 4 hits, 3 extra base hits, and the Twins are catching up with Sean O'Sullivan here in the 5th.
Delman Young picking up his first hit, his 38th double of the year. Ball came running in back on Young, and Gordon does a good job of playing the carom, but Young gets in this second with a 2-out double.
I don't know how you go about measuring home runs when they hit flagpoles 50 feet in the air, but they measured that now at 464 feet, the Thome home run, and he now has the 3 longest home runs hit in this ballpark.
And you can see he's 1 home run behind Frank Robinson for 8th on the all-time home run list.
My goodness. So the Twins erupt for 3 here in the 5th. They've got a 5-2 lead. And J.J. Hardy at the plate. Down and in, ball 1. You can tell this was not a wind-aided home run because the flag was hanging limp. He hit it about 3 feet from the top of the pole. What a shot. 2-0 to J.J. Hardy.
3-0 with Tolbert on deck.
That ball had not hit that flagpole. That ball may have gone all the way out to that plaza area. I mean, deep.
Yep. There's one right down the middle. 3-1. The plaza area back outside beyond that gate area. No, we're scoreboard watching here, and you can bet they're scoreboard watching in Detroit too, where the White Sox are playing in the 10th inning against the Tigers. Inside, and now Hardy draws a walk.
Now the 5th walk for O'Sullivan in the ball game.
The Royals are going to have to come out and get Sean O'Sullivan. Got a strikeout of Hudson to start the inning, but then Mauer looped a single to left, and then it started getting pretty loud in here. Jason Kubel hit a 2-run homer, and then Thome hit the longest home run ever hit in this ballpark. The Twins right now have a 3-run lead. Your home for the best outdoor programming every Saturday and Sunday morning. You can gain first-hand experience from the experts on everything from fishing and hunting to planning your next outdoor adventure. Fox Sports North Outdoors presented by Menards, Saturday at 6, Sundays at 8, only on Fox Sports North.
Well, the Kansas City Royals last in the American League in pitching. The starters are last combined ERA. The bullpen last combined ERA. Dusty Hughes coming into the ballgame, the only left-hander out on that bullpen. There are 8 right-handers. And Ned Yost deciding to go with the left-hander. He'll be facing Matt Tolbert.
Tolbert really struggling as a right-handed batter, hitting just 0.63 in a handful of at-bats. Much more proficient from the left side of the plate, so maybe that's one of the reasons, but this is just the 5th inning, too. Hughes won't be able to match up against a Mauer, a Kubel, or a Thome, you wouldn't think, in the 7th and 8th inning if it comes to that.
We've talked about it before. Kansas City has never, I mean, you have to go back to Steve McGorry. I mean, way back when. They've had a left-hander of the bullpen has been consistent and has been with them for 3 or 4 years.
2-0 to Tolbert.
Rob McClure, a good left-handed reliever himself in his playing days.
3-0. They've revised the distance on Jim Thome's home run. They've tacked on another 16 feet, and they now measure it at 480. That is the exact distance that Ken Herbeck hit the second longest home run at the Metrodome, 1 foot shorter than Ben Ogilvy's 481. Foul back, 3-2 now to Tolbert. And a nice catch by that young man.
That's why you bring your glove to the ballpark.
Three and two to Tolbert. Twins have scored 3 times in the inning. Tolbert trying to drive in another one. And he takes ball 4. So now they're loaded up for Denard Span. And Hughes comes out of the pen and walks the first man he faces.
One area that has really been bad for the Royals, all those walks. That's 476 walks on the year as a ball club. The Twins have walked only 310 coming into this game.
Happer left side. Benamit gets the short hop. And a very close play gets Tolbert in second. Twins score 3 and they take a 5-2 lead.
You can expect to also have the cooler air. A little bit of a northwest flow is going to make it feel a little chilly, but first pitch temperature is only in the 50s.
I'm back here at Target Plaza in right field in the spot where we think Jim Thomey's home run ball would have landed 480 feet, the estimated distance from home plate. And I think the only disappointed Twins fan in the house was Hector here. He has his glove, and he was running back from where the flagpoles were to try to play it. And then the ball hit the top of the flagpole. And this is purely guesswork on our part, Dick and Bert. But I got to tell you, I'm about 3-4 steps away from exiting Target Field in its whole entirety. And it just... I mean, at the speed and at the height where that ball hit the the flagpole, it is unbelievable that this man at 40 years old could hit a baseball as far as he just did. Unbelievable.
Thank you, Robbie. If you can hear me, that's a long way.
Jeff Manship delivering strike 1 to Alex Gordon, and now strike 2. White Sox got a run in the top of the 10th against Jose Valverde. They have a 5-4 lead. Going to the bottom of the inning. Gordon singled and scored in the second, lined out to left in the fourth. Manship, as we said in the 5th inning, he kind of just goes about his business, works quickly, throws strikes. He's been a pretty effective relief pitcher for the Twins. Lifted down the left field line. And that'll sail back into the seats.
Yeah, guys like Manship sometimes get overlooked because, you know, you talk about the closers, you talk about the setup guys, Jesse Crane, Matt Carrere, maybe Fuentes or Caps or John Roush, and you forget about the guys like Manship that have to come into situations like this and pitch more than maybe 2 innings. Again, last time in that ball game on Thursday, even though it went 13 innings, he went 4 innings in that ball game. And he pitched very well. He ended up throwing 65 pitches in that outing.
Two and two to Alex Gordon. Tapped up the line, foul. That was that long game against Detroit.
Manship in his second season with the Twins. He came up last year, made 5 starts, won his first major league game last year in 11 games.
Low, and it's 3 and 2.
Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, says that one thing that has helped Manship, he's a pitcher that kind of pitches backwards, meaning that, you know, in fastball situations, he'll throw a breaking ball.
Gordon cracks one into the right field corner. He'll have a double to start the top of the 6th inning.
Gordon getting his second hit of the ball game. He singled in the second and later scored. And his 7th double of the year, fastball up, and Gordon hitting it between Kadire and that first baseline into the corner. Kubel has to retrieve it and get it back in. So the Royals get their 8th hit of the ball game, first off a Manship.
Brian Pena will hit. Drove in a run with a ground ball and singled. Got as far as third base in the 4th. Run for the Twins in the 2nd. 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. The Royals got their 2 runs in the 2nd. Liner to the right center field, and that's going to shoot the gap. Gordon will score. Pena the 2nd. Back-to-back doubles and consecutive pitches, and the Royals get a run and get the tying run to the plate quickly here in the 6th.
Well, Pena getting his 2nd hit, his 2nd RBI of the ball game on his 6th double. Line drive base hit. Excuse me, that hits almost where Tomey hit his ball and scoots all the way to the wall.
Royals out hitting the Twins 9-7. And here's the number 8 hitter, Chris Getz. He doubled in a run in the 2nd. Outside a ball. Coming in from 3rd was Tolbert, the right side of the infield. Sneaking in too, with Getz acting as if he was going to bunt. Two and 0. Oh no, they call it a strike. He offered at it. Getz doesn't agree, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Brian Knight, the third base coach, said that, umpire, saying that he went at that ball.
And Ned Yost giving both the home plate umpire and the third base umpire, saying he didn't offer at that at all.
Hold it back.
So 1-1 to Chris Getz. Nobody out here in the 6th. Manship struggling with his control here a little bit. Matt Guerrero, Randy Flores warming up in the Twins bullpen. They've just taken a 3-run lead, but already the Royals have come back with one in the 6th. Bunt. Manship flips to first, gets the out, gets retired, and Pena to 3rd, 1 away.
Yeah, Getz should get a sacrifice right there, doing his job, getting the runner over to 3rd. like to have a 3-run inning like the Twins do, but you get back into the ball game by doing the little things. That's what Ned Yost wants his club to do. Getz taking the ball with him. Manship feels his position. The Twins get the first out, but Pena at third with 1 out.
Here's Betancourt with the runner at third and 1 away. Betancourt bounces it foul, 1 strike. Betancourt with a single and 2 trips. Again, he's not your typical number 9 hitter. He has hit 15 home runs, and he hit a really long one here into the bullpen. First time Kansas City came here. Hudson with a great snag, and from his knees he throws him out. Pena scores, but Hudson sprawling to his right.
Yeah, the 4-time Gold Glove showed his capabilities right there. Makes a very nice play, diving to his right. Betancourt picks up RBI number 68 on the year. The Twins get the second out. Nice play right there by Orlando Hudson.
The White Sox have beaten Detroit 5-4, and now this is a 5-4 score with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Here's Gregor Blanco. Ball 1. Blanco's reached his last 2 times up. A single and a walk. Pretty impressive. Yesterday the White Sox did it to Jonathan Papelbon in the 9th inning, and here today they did it against Jose Valverde in the 10th. So they're scoring late against some of the best closers in the game. Right now a 7-0 road trip for the White Sox. 1-1. Kansas City's leadoff batter. One and 2. So with Chicago's win in the first of 4 in Detroit, they've closed to within 3 games of the Twins. And the Tigers dropped 2 games below the 500 mark. Breaking ball got him. Manship comes off the mound. A couple of doubles start the inning. They both score, and it's a 1-run game. Sixth inning and the Coors Light freeze can.
I think that says it all.
Off the top of the flagpole, measured at 480 feet. The Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze can. And right now, that home run, the run that Tomey scored the difference in the ball game, the 5-4 game. Orlando Hudson, who struck out his last 2 times up as a left-handed batter, will hit from the right side against Dusty Hughes. Hudson, Mauer, and Kubel here in the Twins' 6th. Ball 1. Hudson singled his first time up. And then O'Sullivan struck him out swinging twice. 2-1.
Orlando hitting .273 as a right-handed hitter. 5 of his 6 home runs coming from the right side of the plate.
Tapper to third. Betamit waits. Goes across the diamond, 1 away. And that'll bring Mauer to the plate. The Twins Community Fund commissioned local artist Terry Fogarty to create a print celebrating Target Field, and this work is now available online. Go to twinsbaseball.com, check out the Fogarty print called Twins Territory, and purchase it today. Proceeds will work to fund all the great programs of the Twins Community Fund. Here's Joe Mauer, 1 for 3. Singling to left his last time up and then scoring on the Kubel home run. Fouled away, so here we are in another 1-run game, and the Twins should be used to this by now. 7 of their last 8 games have been decided by 1 run, and a total of 48 1-run games. The Royals know all about that. They played a major league high 52 1-run games. 2 strikes to Mauer. And he got a piece of it.
Yeah, Hughes dropped down right there. Giving him a different angle.
I guess the good news, when you're involved in so many close games, that you win those close games, and the Twins have done that. Those 7 1-run games, they won 5 of them. Sun trying to break through here at Target Field. 2 strikes to Mauer. To the left field corner, and Mauer will watch it twist foul. Hughes will try again on 0-2. Mauer takes a close pitch low.
Straight over the top this time. The 2 previous pitches. Hughes dropped to the side. Does he go with that fastball?
And Mauer fouls another one away.
Hughes, 27 years old. He had the Tommy John surgery in December of 2005. Missed all of the 2006 season. Came up last year, a September call-up. Made 1 start, 8 appearances. This year, out of the bullpen in his first full year with the Royals.
Mauer takes another one close but low. Joe's faced Hughes 6 times, still looking for his first hit against him.
Going back down in the strike zone.
Two and 2. And he gets a base hit. Great at bat from Mauer. Took some close pitches, fouled off some pitches after falling behind 0-2, and he gets his second hit of the game.
Again, typical Joe Mauer swing and hit right there. 2 previous pitches down in the strike zone, fastball away. Mauer just hits it softly into left field.
Jason Kubel will hit. Kubel 1 for 5 against Hughes. Homer to left center field. Last inning for the man aboard. Chopped up the line. Betamede looks at second, throws to first for out number 2. Mauer advances. And Kubel gone on 1 pitch. That'll bring up Kanayer. Kanayer, the only Twin who's hit a home run against Dusty Hughes. One for 3 on the afternoon. For a little breathing room. Ball 1. To Betamede again. And Mauer left at second base. We go to the 7th and a 1-run game. The skies are clearing. Twins are leading. That ought to contribute to a happy Labor Day for most people in Twins territory. Randy Flores comes out of the Twins bullpen.
Yeah, 53rd appearance overall. 47 appearances for the Colorado Rockies before coming over to the Twins. For Randy Flores, Twins claimed him off waivers from the Rockies on August 25th. You can see 5 appearances. He's worked only an inning and a third.
Would you call him a left-handed specialist?
So far, yes. Let's see him go a whole inning right here. Take some of that pressure off that bullpen. There you go. These are great signs right here when the kids stick their head through there. You are hereby circled.
Minnie and Paul represented. Mitch Meyer lead off the 7th inning for Kansas City. He'll be followed by Billy Butler and then Kila Keahui. There's a strike on the outside corner.
One thing we've seen from Flores, he likes that slider. He'll throw a lot of breaking balls to left-handed hitters. Fastball in the upper 80s, lower 90s. Change up there, maybe a curveball at 70 miles an hour.
Flores used here in the 7th. The Twins were hopeful that Brian Fuentes might be able to be used later in the ball game today after missing some time with a stiff back. See how it all plays out. But you're right. If Flores could pitch an inning here, that'd be awesome. 2-1. Twins getting a not so unexpected shorter start from Kevin Slowey. They wanted to get 5. They got 4. It is a return from the disabled list. Matt Guerrero warming up.
It's kind of the way that Flores was used in Colorado, too, because he made 47 appearances. He worked only 27 1/3 innings. Flores, 35 years old, out of Southern California, went to USC, signed by the Yankees back in 1997. Came up to the big leagues with the Rangers, had 2 stints with the Rockies, 1 with the Cardinals.
Base hit to start the 7th inning. Another leadoff hit for Kansas City. And the tying runs on with nobody out. Bring up Billy Butler. And Casino story of the game. The Twins taking a 3-run lead, but Royals coming right back.
Yeah, 2 home runs by the Twins, both of them coming in the 5th inning. Kubel with a 2-run home run, his 19th of the year. And then the blast off the bat of Jim Thome later in the inning, his 21st of the year.
Now Flores doesn't get the left-hand hitting Meyer, so he'll not have a chance against Kaiahui. For that matter, he won't have a chance against Billy Butler with the Twins bringing in Matt Guerrero. Finale, and it's another Rasmussen College student night. Students with valid ID can get tickets in the grandstand or U.S. Bank home run porch view for just $9. And the tickets will go on sale at the Target Field box office at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Tickets are limited. So come out early Wednesday night. Get your seats for Rasmussen College student night. And for details, call 800-33-TWINS.
Well, before this at bat, once Matt Guerrero was told he was coming into the ball game, you see Kevin Seitzer right there to your right. He's the hitting coach, showing both the next 2 hitters, Butler and Kaiahui, what Matt Guerrero features.
First pitch and a little pop-up right field, a long run for Kubel, and he makes a great sliding catch. Hudson didn't pursue the pop-up, and Kubel had to come in from near the warning track.
A great catch by Jason Kubel. He went a long way for this ball. The ball just kind of kept hanging up there, and he has to slide, and then all in one motion gets that ball. Look at the concentration. Able to get that ball in the glove before it hits the turf. And then he popped back up and threw it over toward Kadire at first base, where Meyer got back to the bag.
Dangerous hitters retired, and here's another one, Kaiahui. And Guerrero shaves the outside corner. Kaiahui with a single his first time up on a run scored, and then a couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, Matt making his 64th appearance. He's worked more than any reliever out in that bullpen. Jesse Crain has 62 relief appearances. And the Twins today, this is their 138th game of the year.
strike to the Kansas City cleanup hitter. He's coming into this game with a 3-game winning streak, having swept the Rangers. That's the longest winning streak of the year for the Royals this year. They've not won more than 3 games all year long. 1 strike to KCA. That's not an easy name to say.
No. KCA. Kia.
KCA. It's pronounced just like it's spelled. One and one. Tequila. 2-1. That solved it right there. Rare got Butler on 1 pitch. Meyer at first. He represents the tying run. And now 3-1 with Betamit on deck. Three and one. High and fairly deep to left. And Young with the catch and out number 2. So a trivia question had to do with which team had the most Hall of Famers. It's not the Royals, not the Twins. It's got to be the Yankees, isn't it?
I would think so.
The Giants. But see, that doesn't count because they started in New York and then moved to San Francisco. So in a sense, we were right. It was a New York team. And it wasn't the San Francisco Giants and it wasn't the New York Giants. It was the combination of both. Tapper to Cuddyer, but foul, 1 strike. The Cardinals kind of a surprise that they would have that many. Dizzy Dean, Stan Musial, Brock. Ozzie Smith. Cepeda.
The Chandies.
Enos Slaughter. And again, even though we got the answer wrong, not 100% right, shall we say, we fill in with other trivial information to.
Weren't the Giants in New York at one time?
Yeah.
You mentioned New York.
1 strike to Betamit. Another one hit to left. Another one fairly deep. Young drifting back. On the edge of the track, he makes the catch in the inning end. Meyer left the board. It's a 1-run lead for the Twins. Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica.
line?
Well, the Twins have a one-run lead thanks to Jim Thomey's last at-bat when he golfed one about as far as a human being can hit a baseball. 480 feet, they measured it. He's also driven in a run with a double and scored a run after walking, so he's had a very good Labor Day at the plate. One strike from Dusty Hughes. And now 2 strikes. Hughes came into the ball game in the 5th inning, pitched a scoreless 6th. One and 2. Only hitting .243 against lefties with 5 home runs on the season. Ground ball. It'll be the third baseman, Betamede, who's been kept busy here in the middle innings, throwing to first, 1 away.
Yeah, had to go to shortstop to get that ball, but Betamede able to get the last 5 outs.
Delman Young will hit. Young with a double off the fence and left his last time up. And chop foul. Back. You know, one thing for both the Twins and White Sox to consider, if they both keep winning, they could very easily enter the wild card race. Right now, the Rays are the wild card leader, 2.5 games behind the Yankees, but just 3 games ahead of the Twins. And there's so much focus on winning the division, as it should be. But the way both teams are playing and winning, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the wild card entrant could still come from the American League Central.
Tampa Bay with 83 wins, the White Sox with 77. And the Rays 2.5 games behind the Yankees in the Eastern Division.
One and 2. On a half swing, Young is rung up, 2 down.
A good pitch right there by Hughes. Like that slider down and in, and Delman Young unable to hold up. So Hughes picks up his first strikeout in relief. A good fastball inside.
J.J. Hardy's walked a couple of times and bounced out. Hughes doing a nice job getting the Royals out of the 5th inning, through the 6th, and now almost through the 7th. Ball 1. Tampa Bay opening up a series at Fenway Park tonight. Down the middle, a strike, 1-1. Into a beautiful late afternoon here in the Twin Cities after a couple of rain showers.
The sun came out nicely.
1 and 2 to Hardy. Into the seats. Night game tomorrow, night game Wednesday. The Twins have an off day, then they hit the road for 3 in Cleveland, 3 in Chicago. To short right field. And the second baseman puts it away. And Dusty Hughes has a 1-2-3-7. Try one of our 3 new Angus snack wraps. They're full of unbeatable flavor. Buy Toyota. There are many reasons to buy a Toyota, and now's the perfect time to get yours during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And by the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Quest. Well, Brian Fuentes still in the Twins dugout, suggesting he's not available yet today. And with left-hand hitting Alex Gordon leading off the 8th, instead of Fuentes, it'll be Jesse Crane pitching for the Twins.
Jesse coming out of the bullpen, making his 63rd relief appearance. It was Matt Guerrero making his 64th. So these two guys used a lot by Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson. Jesse very good, 2.76 earned run average, 58 2/3 innings. He's allowed only 46 hits, 20 walks, 4 intentional, with 53 strikeouts.
Gordon with a pair of hits, pair of runs scored. The only time the Twins got him out, he lined out to Delman Young. Hooked a double into the right field corner his last time up, leading off the 6th. Pena followed with a double. They both scored. And the Royals jumped right back into the game at 5-4. One 1-0 to Gordon. Misses. 2-0. Gordon, Pena, and Getz here in the 8th inning. Royals got a leadoff single, and they scored a couple of runs in the 2nd. A leadoff single in the 3rd. Leadoff double in the 6th, and a leadoff single in the 7th. So they have seen Twins pitchers pitch from the stretch position an awful lot here this afternoon. Crane trying to come back from 3-0. 3-1. Slowly walked 1, the only walk issued by a Twins pitcher today. Breaking ball. Missing. Gordon will take first. Crane thought he hit the corner, and Jerry Davis said no.
Well, we've seen Crane so much confidence in that breaking ball, and called a strike.
Leadoff walk puts the tying run on again. Twins fans know the tickets have been hard to come by here at Target Field. There is some availability for the last 2 games of this Kansas City series and the upcoming series against Oakland and Cleveland. So log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Order tickets for the rest of the home schedule. Here's Brian Pena, who doubled in a run his last time up. Mauer's going to go chat with Crane, who has misfired on 5 of his first 6 pitches.
This is where sometimes a catcher can become kind of a pitching coach. Jesse really flew open on that last pitch. Maybe a little reminder from Joe Mauer. Keep that left shoulder in.
Pena getting a chance to play on a more regular basis with the season-ending injury to Jason Kendall, and Pena has driven in a run on a ground ball and picked up a couple of hits on the afternoon. 1-0. Behind third, and Hardy calls for it, squeezes it, 1 away. And that'll bring up Getz. Getz with an RBI double and a sacrifice bunt. Royals out hitting the Twins 10-8. Twins going long ball twice in the 5th to take their first lead of 3. And now it's just a 1-run lead. And Crane back in the strike zone. Pretty good trip to the mound.
Yep. I mean, again, that's where a catcher can really help out a pitcher at times. And even in that first at bat to Gordon, Jesse was flying open a little bit. One thing that John Roush told him about 2 months ago, hey, you're really flying open, and Jesse kept that shoulder in, and he had a 2-month stretch. He's been pitching good baseball out of that bullpen.
Yeah, swing, but he went, and it's 0-2, and gets flexing a leg like he twisted his hip. Two strikes for the Kansas City second baseman. One and two. Now 2-2. Asking the bullpen to pitch most of this game, with Slowey leaving after 4. Manship took care of a couple innings. Flores faced one batter. Guerrero got 3 outs in the 7th. Looked like Gordon spun his wheels a little bit trying to get back to the bag.
Yeah, Gordon not a threat to steal, but maybe a hit and run in this type of situation.
Ryan's got pretty quick feet out there. Two and two to Chris Getz. There he goes. Swing and a miss. Mauer's throw on the bag. He's out.
And a little hit and run. Little strike him out, throw him out.
And the Royals' 8th ends.
I encourage you to stay tuned to a great postgame show, Quest Twins Live, featuring the Toyota postgame rep. Marnie Gellner, Ron Coomer going to break it all down for you, including Tomey's Monster Blast. 480 feet. I swear that ball would have left target field had it not hit that flagpole. We'll reenact the 1987 World Series, the final out. If you missed it last week, we're going to show it again. It was awesome. And Gardy's postgame press conference is coming to you live from Gardy's office. What does he think of Kevin Slowey and his performance today? And what does he think of Jim Tomey's bomb today? 9th solo all-time, one spot, one home run shy of 8. Convert.
Thank you very much, Robbie. And Matt Tolbert will lead off the 8th for the Twins. He's facing Dusty Hughes, who entered the game in the 5th inning. Got the Royals out of a mess there, and he's pitched a couple of scoreless innings after that.
Yeah, it kind of takes Hughes out of the next 2 ball games, you would think.
A fly to right, and an easy play from Meyer. Drifting back near the edge of the track, 1 away. Time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and we'll take you back to that 5th inning.
Well, Jason Kubel with 1 out hit a 2-run home run that gave the Twins a 4-2 lead. Then 2 batters later, Jim Thome hits a mammoth home run. Twins scored 3 runs in the 5th inning to take a 5-2 lead, but the Royals came back with 2 more in the top of the 6th.
Kubel's home run was a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Thome's home run was a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. And Thome's home run holding up as the difference in the ball game here so far. 1-0 to Denard Span, 0 for 4. Now 2-0.
Boy, Hughes has done a good job out of that bullpen. Again, he's the only left-hander for Ned Yost and Bob McClure, the pitching coach.
Span drives one to left, and that'll land in front of Gordon, and then it gets by him. Span to second. Span to third. And he's at third with 1 out in the 8th.
Gordon kind of got mixed up right here. He didn't know whether to go in and try to get it on the short hop, and then he stopped. And this ball hit sharply in front of Gordon. He couldn't get it on that little short hop. It got by him. And Span races all the way to third as he watches ball fall in.
A single and an air charge to Gordon.
As an outfielder, what you want to do is try to get that ball in front of you, so if that ball does that, at least it hits off your body.
Infield in for Hudson, and he swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul. Big runner at third with 1 out. Twins leading by a run. We all remember what happened yesterday when the Rangers came back with a furious 9th inning comeback. So this is a very important run for the Twins to get here in the 8th, having been given 2 bases on the left fielder's error. High and tied, 1-1. Hudson singled his first time up. A couple of strikeouts against O'Sullivan, and then Hughes got him to bounce out to third in the 6th.
And that's one area that has hurt the Royals. They want to try to improve on, and that's their defense. 102 errors by the Royals, the most in the American League.
1-1 to Hudson. To center. Blanco is there. Span tagging. He's coming home. The throw to the plate. Out at the plate. A perfect throw from Gregor Blanco in center field. And Span is cut down at the plate. Pena with the block. And the Twins will lead by 1 going to the 9th. Bernard Span, replay show, scored a run, but he was called out. Let's take a look at what has been a long list of terrible calls on the bases.
Well, you can see Pena getting the ball before, Span gets the home plate, but Pena tagging him up around the chest area. Span got his feet in first. So Jerry Davis, a crew chief, home plate umpire, missed that call.
Matt Capps hoping for the save, hoping for a cleaner save than yesterday when he faced 4 men, didn't retire a batter, but got the save because of the call at third base, the interference call on the Ranger third base coach.
Matt Capps looking for his 10th save for the Twins, his 36th save overall.
Mesky Betancourt will lead things off, then Gregor Blanco and Mitch Meyer. Jason Repko in right field. The Royals have had the leadoff man on 5 times in the game. Lazy fly to left. And Delman Young comes in. 1 away. Capps took a little bit off there and got the hitter Betancourt out in front. 1 out here in the 9th inning.
Well, 2 home runs for the Twins in our Toyota game reset. Tomey with his blast home run also added a double. Couple runs scored, couple RBIs in today's ball game for Jim Tomey, the designated hitter. Jason Kubel with his 19th home run of the year, a 2-run home run in that 5th inning.
Betancourt out. Here's Blanco. Single, a walk, a line out, and a strikeout. Choking up about 3 inches on the bat handle. Beautiful bunt. Capps fields, flips, and a quick second out. Looked like a good bunt, but Capps fielded his position very well.
Yeah, what Blanco wanted to do, he wanted that ball, I think, closer to that first baseline. And as a pitcher, again, you let that ball go, you become an infielder. Your responsibility to get over there, and Capps did a good job.
So 2 quick outs. Capps has only thrown 3 pitches, and here's Meyer. Strike 1. Meyer will not get a ball between Kadire at first in the line or Colbert in third in the line.
Well, so much easier to work ahead in the count. Fastball for strike 1 to Meyer.
Look how closely the Twins are guarding the lines. Just inside, 1-1.
Twins win here this afternoon. They will be 46-23 here at Target Field. My California Mass says that's 2 out of every 3 games.
I know. You never cease to amaze me.
My calculator help.
1-1 to Meyer. And the Twins would love to keep Butler in the on-deck circle.
Looking to go 10-3 against the Royals this year.
One and 2 to Mitch Meyer. .95 high and out of the zone. 2-2. And trying to maintain a 3.5 game lead. In the American League Central, Chicago won their ball game 5-4 in Detroit. Bouncer right side. Hudson to Kadire.
Now that's the way you get a save.
Last night wasn't a very fun save to get. Here he gets 3 relatively easy outs.
On a Jimmy John's delivery of the game, this is a blast off the flagpole for Jim Tomey. And wow, says Orlando Hudson. Jim Tomey's 21st home run of the year. And that was the deciding run in this 1-run ball game.
8 of the last 9 ball games the Twins have played have been decided by 1 run, and they're 6-2 in those 1-run